Right to 116th and Broadway outside of the Low Library is our own Sid Rosenberg, King David 2, along with his trusty executive producer, Justin Ellick. Let's go live to the scene as he's talking about the need to protect Jewish students who are under attack at Columbia University. Sid, what's happening there?
Well, hey, Curtis, it's Justin. I'm going to be talking for Sid here. He's right at the podium right now. We set up a big press conference here. We've got County Executive from Nassau County, Bruce Blakeman. We've got Congressman Anthony D'Esposito. We've got Congressman Mike Lawler. And I believe Ina Vernikov is just minutes away. And listen, we're just making it clear that we're here and we're not going anywhere when it comes to trying to protect these Jewish students who clearly are under attack at this campus. I mean, you won't even believe. I mean, you would probably believe, but most people wouldn't believe what I'm seeing just from outside the gate of Columbia University.
Describe it. Describe it, Justin, because you went to college. You know what college life is like typically. You went to a small college in Pennsylvania. But give us a feeling of what's happening right there.
I mean, I've never seen so many police officers outside of a university, and they're all ready to go. They've got their cuffs ready. They've got the zip ties ready. But the university doesn't want them on campus, and that's what the NYPD is saying all day long. They don't want them on campus, and for them to walk in there, they need to be requested upon by the university. And you can see the amount of tents just by looking through the gate. I mean, they've created this pop-up city on the campus, and they've completely taken it over. I mean, there is no real Columbia University here anymore. This is now basically an extension of Gaza.
Now, Justin, there are outsiders who are on that lawn who are on the campus property. So when Eric Adams, who is, by the way, in Miami, he's in Miami. He's not even in New York City. He's in Miami.
Yeah.
Right. He's celebrating Passover in Miami.
Yeah, exactly.
Meantime, the problems are right here. He could easily send the police in. He could easily say, Chancellor, you have non-students on campus who are creating a situation that is dangerous for Jewish students. The head rabbi for the students has said, better to go home, stay with your parents, maybe not even return to Columbia University because you're in danger. I mean, that gives the mayor the opportunity to send the police in. People are being threatened on campus, and if the chancellor won't deal with it, then the NYPD has. You can't say it's private property. You're not permitted to threaten people on private property. This is still the city of New York, Justin.
Of course. And you saw what they did up at Yale. And I understand that, Yale asked for the New Haven police to come on in, but they did a good job of cleaning it up. And we got to do the same thing here. Why did it stop at the 100 that were arrested on Thursday or Friday? I mean, if they keep popping up, we got to keep going in there and doing what has to be done. I mean, you got to get, especially if you're not a student at Columbia. I mean, how do you even get in? I mean, with the amount of security I'm seeing outside these gates, I don't even know how these outsiders are getting in.
They're already there.
Clearly,
they're already there. They're staying in the dorms.
Yeah.
I guarantee you they're going to try to take control of Hamilton Hall, which the SDS Students for a Democratic Society did in 1968. Mark Rudd. Mm-hmm. They're going to try to take over the campus, and this chancellor has enabled them. The police arrested 100 the other day. They got released within an hour, so they know there are no consequences. And this mayor, in the midst of this, is celebrating Passover in Miami. Eric Adams is down in Miami with his fellow crook, Miami Mayor Republican Francis Suarez, having a conference of crooks over Bitcoin, a.k.a. crime coin.
Well, and he hasn't. And Curtis, he's not even able to tell us that he can't do anything, with his voice. He's tweeting it out. He's got to tweet it out that he can't do anything now because it's so repetitive and it's so ridiculous at this point that he's the mayor of the city and he can't just send the NYPD in there to clean up this godforsaken mess. I mean, I've never seen a university like this. I mean, this is Columbia we're talking about. This is not Ursinus College where I went, a small school outside of Philadelphia. This is an Ivy League institution, and it's being completely belittled to this cesspool of hatred. And I've never seen anything so ridiculous in my entire life, and the police can't do anything. They're just standing here waiting for orders.
Yep, because the mayor won't let them do anything. And by the way, there are young people walking around with the schmatters on their head to cover themselves who are screaming, long live Hezbollah, long live Hamas, and probably worse, we should have October 7th 5 times, 10 times, 20 times, 100 times. Yep. Now, they're free to say that. But then again, also, you're free to send the police department in there to make sure that Jews are not being harassed. And Eric Adams has dropped his fiduciary responsibility. He chooses to party in Miami Beach. Meantime, New Haven, which I've spent a lot of time there, it's where Joe Lieberman used to live before he moved to Riverdale, where he recently passed away, the senator. It is more liberal and progressive than New York City. It's a sanctuary city and a sanctuary state. They hate the cops at Yale University. They always have. And yet, the police department is on the grounds of Yale University to protect Jewish students, to make sure they're not being harassed, not being attacked, not being run off the campus.
And I'll tell you what, if Mayor Adams isn't going to do it, then we're going to be out here. And we're going to be speaking for these Jewish students who are too scared to really protect themselves. And they shouldn't have to. And that's the thing. And that's why we're out here. Everybody knows Sid is this big, strong, tough guy, but he's out here with elected officials. I mean, there are people, tons of people. I mean, you should see the crowd we have for this press conference, Curtis, and we'll see pictures. I'll send you the pictures later, and you could throw them up. But there's support out here for us, and Jewish students that go to Columbia should know that they do have a voice behind them. And if they do feel unsafe, then they should feel free to go home and spend that time at home if they don't feel like they can protect themselves. But I'm here to say that we're out here speaking for them, and we won't stand for it, and that's plain and simple.
And Justin, as a proud Jewish young man from, of all places, Chappaqua in Westchester, home of the Clinton Love Shack, you went to Israel with Sid. You saw how tough Jews are there, and how weak they are in America. It's like the difference is between night and day. Tough in Israel, weak in America.
It's incredible. It really is. And it has a lot to do with their national pride. They love the Jewish state of Israel, as do I, as does Sid. And they'll do anything, even put their lives on the line. And we've seen that to protect it and to protect their Judaism, because we're seeing right now, Curtis, there really is one place in the world where Jews can go and a place where they can call home. And that's Israel. Because at this point, I'm not so sure that Jews can come to New York City and call this place home. I mean, How are you a Jew living in Mayor Adams' New York City, and you feel protected? I just don't see it, and that's why the entirety of the American Jewish population needs the land, needs Israel, needs the Jewish state.
Justin, I'm going to leave you to the press conference there, and then the demonstration rally for the Jewish students who have been run off the campus by the Hamas Hezbollah supporters. And to everyone, they're up at 116th and Broadway. Join them now. Drop what you're doing. Join them now. And make a stand. Make a stand for the Jewish students who have been told to leave the campus for their own safety in America. While our mayor is partying in Miami Beach for 2 days, celebrating Passover there.